What's going on, guys? John Loader here from Tkinter.com, and in this video, we're going to look at the switch for CustomTkinter and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at the switch for CustomTkinter. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter Widget Quick Reference Guidebook. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter Widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in Tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're gonna look at the switch for CustomTkinter. And the switch is just this little switch, and it goes from on to off. And we can customize this in all kinds of different ways, change the color, the shape, the size, and all that good stuff. We can use the toggle switch like I'm doing right now, or you can use it with a button, and you can do it programmatically like that. All the different ways we'll look at in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Get Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this CustomTkinter series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got some basic starter code or basic CustomTkinter starter code that we always have. And I've got a file, I'm calling it ctk_switch. To use a switch, let's just come down here and let's create a StringVar. And we've used string variables, StringVars, and other widgets in this series, but it's basically just a special Tkinter variable that keeps track of things. In this case, it's gonna keep track of whether the switch is on or off. We could call this anything we want, but I'm gonna call it switch_var because it's a switch variable, right? Makes sense. And this is gonna be a CustomTkinter.stringVar. Notice the S and the V in StringVar are capitalized. And then we could just set a value to on. And if you wanted it to be off by default, the switch to be switched off by default, you would just put off there. So now let's create a switch. And I'm gonna call this my_switch. And this is gonna be a CustomTkinter.ctk switch. And we wanna put it in root. And you could give this text or not. Let's give it a text. Let's just say switch. And let's give this a command of switcher, I don't know. And we don't have this yet. We'll create it in just a second. And then we need to designate the variable. And that's just that switch_var, this guy that we just defined right there. We need to designate an on value. And I'll say this is on, and an off value. And I'll say this is off. Now, some people like to use 1 and 2 or 0 and 1. If that was the case, you would change this from a string var to an int var, right? An integer. But you can have this anything you want. You could have this say start and stop, anything you want, any word. The word doesn't really matter, but it's a switch and we're switching it on or off. So in my mind, hey, let's use the word on or off for the on and off value. So that's pretty much all we need right out of the box. So let's go my_switch.pack, and let's give this a pad y of 20 or 40 even to push it down the screen. Now we have this switcher function. We haven't created that yet. So let's create the function. And let's define switcher. And for now, I just want to pass. So let's save this and run it just to see if this looks okay and we got it all sorted out. So let's head over to our terminal. I'm in my ctkinter.com directory and let's run Python ctk_switch.py. And when we do, we get this little switch. It says switch on there because we gave it a text, right? If you didn't want that, you could just leave off this text thing completely, or you could put it as nothing like that. If we come back over here and run this, now we just have a little toggle switch, right? So whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back because we're gonna wanna play around with the font size and color and all that good stuff later on. So, okay, we've got this command now, but we don't have it doing anything. So first, I'm gonna come down here and create a label. And let me just, there we go. And this is gonna be my_label. This is gonna be a CustomTkinter.ctk label. And we want to put it in root. We want the text for now to be nothing. And yeah, that's fine for now. Now let's go my_label.pack. And let's give this a pad y of 20 to push it down the screen a little bit. Or maybe even just 10, whatever. So now when we click the switch, we want this label to change to something, right? So what do we want it to change to? Well, let's go my_label.configure. And let's set the text equal to, and we can call this switch var right here, the variable, and then we can .get whatever it is. You know, it starts out as on, and then when we click the thing, it switches to off. This variable that we designated right here, these on and off values will be sort of swapped into the value of this switch var. So it's on by default. If we click it, it will be off, right? And then whatever that is, we can .get it and output it to that label. So let's go ahead and save this, head back over here and run this guy again. And here we have it. We click it, boom, it's off, on, off, on, off, on. And that's all there is to it. Now, we're using the switch here. I'm clicking the actual switch. You can do this programmatically several different ways. First off, let's come down here and create a button. Create button. And this is going to be called my button. And it's going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk button. We want to put it in root. We want the text to say, I don't know, click me. And let's give it a command of buttony, I don't know, or say toggle. Let's just say clicker. Call it anything you want, doesn't really matter. But then let's my_button dot pack and give this a pad y like 10, push down screen a little bit. And let's come up here and let's create toggle function. So let's define clicker. And now here we can do several different things. So by default, the switch is on. So let's turn it to off. And we can do that by calling my_switch dot DeSelect. And that's a function. So let's go ahead and save this and run it. And now it's on by default. When we click this, it switches to off. Now you'll notice it doesn't say off down here, right? Because whenever you use select or deselect, we just use deselect, it's not actually calling the switch command. Right now it's on. If we click it again, it goes to off, but it doesn't say off. So let's keep that in mind. Now that is deselect. Let me comment this out. And we can also select, right? So this will switch it on, right? So let's save this and run it. It's on by default. If I switch it off and then click here, boom, it switches back on. So that's useful. So select, deselect, we can also my_switch dot toggle. And this will just take it back and forth from the opposite of whatever it happens to be at the moment. So save this guy, come back over here and run it. And if we click this, boom, it goes to off, on, off, on. And now you'll notice with toggle, it is actually firing the command of the switch, which then updates this label. So that's sort of interesting. That's pretty much all there is functionally with the switch. You can get what it is, you can select it, deselect it, and toggle it programmatically. After that, all there really is to talk about is how to customize it and make it look different. And there's lots of different things you can do to customize this thing, mostly in the same sort of way that you customize all CustomTkinter widgets. So we'll go through all of those now. First, we can do the width and the height. Now, this is not actually the width and the height of the switch. If we save this and run it, you'll see the size of the switch hasn't changed, but the sort of area around it has. You can see our button is further down. This thing is moved over a little bit. And it's hard to see that with the color scheme, but just think it changes the entire sort of switch area, which isn't maybe all that useful. So I tend not to use that. Instead, let's comment these two guys out. And instead of that, we can use the switch underscore width and the switch underscore height. So we could set those to different sizes. So let me save this, head back over here, run this guy again. And whoa, now we have a giant switch, which is too big, too big. Let's change this to like 200 by, I don't know, let's say 25. Save this, head back over here. Okay, so now it's longer and it's a little bit fatter, and that's cool. So we can also change the corner radius. Notice it's kind of rounded here. Back over here and change the corner underscore radius. And maybe I'll set that equal to 1. So go ahead and save this, head back over here, run it again. You'll notice now the switch is very square and the actual switch itself is just a line. So not only does it change the sort of outline of this thing here, the boxy thing, it also changes the actual button itself. So let's see, let's switch this to, I don't know, maybe 10, see what this looks like. Run this guy. And now it's more sort of an oval shaped, whatever. I don't like the look of that so much, so I'll comment that out, but that's corner radius. We can also change the border underscore color. So let's set that equal to, I don't know, orange. I like to make these ugly as I can, mostly because I'm not good at design, but let's clear the screen, run this guy again. And now you see the border is kind of orange. So that looks kind of good. So that's the border color. We can change the border width as well. So let's head back over here and change the border underscore width to like, I don't know, let's go 5. We don't want to get too crazy. And you can see now it's slightly thicker. That's cool. Not really sure why you would want to do that, but whatever. What else do we have? We can change the foreground color. And let's put this to, what do you say, red? Save this guy, run it. You'll see it doesn't look like it's changed until we switch it, and then boom, the foreground is the off color. So you might want those to be different color. If so, that's how you would do that. Likewise, we can change the progress underscore color. Set that equal to, let's say, green. And save this and run it. And that's the on toggle color, right? So red off, green on. Very cool. We can change the button color. So let's go button underscore color. And let's set that equal to pink. I really need a better color scheme here. And again, I'm using the words, but you can use your hex color codes. So, you know, whatever 6-digit hex color codes you might like. You could probably use RGB. I've never tried it, but I assume you can. I don't know. And now here we have a button that's pink. It's a different color when you hover it. So you can also change the button hover color by just changing the button underscore hover underscore color. Now the documentation says you can change the hover color, but if you actually try and do that, you'll get an error. Instead, what you want to do is the button hover color. And let's change this to yellow, something like that. Save this guy and run it. And it's pink by default, but when we hover, it changes to yellow. Very cool. What else can we do? We can change the font of the text. It says switch right there. We can change the size of that just by calling the font attribute here. And this is just like anything. We can change it to Helvetica, say, and like size 24. Whatever you like. Save this, head back over here, run it again. And now the word switch is nice and big. We can also change the color of this text. Super easy there. We just call text underscore color. And we can set that equal to, say, blue. I don't know. Save that and run it. And now our text is blue. And like all these widgets, you can change the state. You can turn them on or off. So let's set this to disabled. There we go. Go ahead and save this and run it. And now when I click this, nothing happens. You can't really tell, but I promise I am clicking like crazy. Nothing has happened. By default, it's normal. But if you need to programmatically turn it back on, you could just set the state to normal. Go ahead and save this and run it. And now we're back to switching like crazy. Right? Interesting to note, if we change this back to disabled, save this and run it again. Now, if we click this, you'll also notice the switch text color is sort of grayed out. But if we click this, it also won't work. It won't toggle programmatically if it's enabled or disabled. So, or I should say if it's disabled. So put this back on normal, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So that's the switch. Super easy, super useful. All kinds of cool things you can do to customize it, and that's all there is to it. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter Widget Quick Reference Guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter Widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book. Enter your email address and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in Tkinter.com. You can get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. My name is John Elder from Tkinter.com, and I'll see you in the next video.